My great-grandfather started the business in his back garage in Northcote in 1917, making gauges for the Australian market. He'd never compromise on anything that went out of his factory doors. I remember my uncle saying it's stubbornness and pig-headedness of not wanting to be beaten.
Sutton Tools was one of the founding partners in DMTC, and the Sutton commitment to Australian innovation and technology is quite remarkable.
That's the really great benefit out of the DMTC, that it is that partnership and it's not specific to a product or a market. It's about developing industry capability is what that relationship means to us.
We started our industrial transformation program. It's run through what we call our industry capability development activity, and it started as a bit of a benchmarking exercise.
It's been incredibly gratifying relationship. We've probably engaged over that time in half a dozen different projects.
The foundation project that we had with Sutton was terrific. So BAE Systems had an opportunity for a second source contract to manufacture the vertical tail for the Joint Strike Fighter. There's been few, if any, bigger, more complex defence procurement programs, global supply chain, 9 different nations involved, very, very complex, very exacting, very demanding. Now, does BAE care about cutting tools? Probably not. But BAE does want to know that the cutting tools that it's using to machine down these titanium components are going to last and are going to do the job, because if they don't, then BAE can't deliver. It's a massive vote of confidence from an extremely difficult customer group, and it was no surprise to us to learn that Suttons was able to win a range of export orders. Our ability to deliver on that together with Suttons and those other partners, that's why we keep working together, because we know that it's a pretty good team and we know we get the job done.
The Smart Enough Factory, we've been involved with that program for probably over 8 years. We needed to learn more about Industry 4.0. Part of the Smart Enough Factory process, we built our own software and hardware to put on legacy machines to extract some of this data.
And then you can do things with it. You can connect to equipment. And that was one of the first things we did maybe in 2010. But then after that digitalisation journey went on through determining or understanding sort of the need for data, and also the need to turn data into knowledge.
The interesting thing about Sutton Tools is they're pushing the envelope and developing new markets. An example, the defence industry. There's no greater demands on cutting tools than what the defence industry manufacturers require and actually demand. So they're really pushing Sutton Tools to be able to deliver the best cutting tool solutions in the market. And the reason why, especially in this country, is the requirement for a local supply chain that can deliver those tools.
It's a very common trait in successful Australian businesses, and particularly if I can say ones like Sutton's, who have clearly been so successful over several generations, that there is a stubbornness, and I'll tell you that we've had our moments of stubbornness with Sutton's, but that's where the magic happens. It's in testing the boundaries of what's doable. Probably the most remarkable thing about the relationship is just the longevity of that partnership.
My father had a lot of respect within the company, and I guess as a next generation I had to earn that respect, but I was given that opportunity, and we're all part of the same family.
The component that's really exciting about that family-owned business is Australian made. There's not a lot of companies that can say that they've been in business for 106 years and growing, and that's the important thing, and driving tool development forward each and every day.
It's really great to be able to see the technology come out of the lab and end up in industry, and it's the old drive past a bridge if you're an engineer and saying, I helped build that bridge. Well, there's a lot of bridges with DMTC's name on them.
Our plans for the future is continue to grow and invest in the business. We do see manufacturing definitely as a long-term proposition for not only Sutton Tools but for Australia.